This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president of Patriot Battery Metals, Mr. Blair Way. Blair, good to get an update from you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Gerardo. It's always great to give an update, especially with all the exciting things we have going on at our Corvette FCI property.
Well, you've clearly captured the market's attention after what seemed like months and months of just sideways trading and not very much volume, to be frank. It seems like now that you're being a bit more vocal and the company is more visible, that people are really starting to get excited about the potential for lithium and copper. And then, of course, we have gold in Idaho. But the flagship right now and the property that's generating the bulk of the interest is the Corvette FCI property. You just announced the mobilization of the drill rig to the property. Can we speak about why you like it, why the geos and the technical team is so excited about the property, and what comes next?
Absolutely. As you said, we've had some quiet time, but we have been working to a plan, and it takes time for all those moving pieces to come together, and they really have come together. And it's super exciting to see the drill rig being unloaded by helicopters and moved on site. And be very soon we'll be talking about collaring our first hole, and that's going to be in the next day or so. The mobilization has gone exceptionally well. Our team on site is just hitting it out of the park, so as to speak. So, and they're on, or as you mentioned, the Corvette FCI property, and that's a property that we've been busting to drill for some time, and we finally are putting the drill on there. We're going to test our lithium trend, which is a huge trend, never been drilled before. We've got 25 kilometers. We've focused in on our CV5 and 6 pegmatites as we've identified them. It's a 220 meter long outcrop area, and we're drilling all around there to just better understand. We've seen samples on the ground at 4% lithium. So, we're super excited about that. And then the copper trend, something we've talked about before, we identified it in our 2019 program in the last day. So they've now been on site. They've got grab samples that are going to be getting assayed coming up in the next few weeks. And now the drill rig is going to be on there drilling that. And that's something completely new. That copper trend no one was aware of that before our 2019 program, and now we're drilling it. So super excited about both of these two targets that we're drilling.
So just to be clear, you have two separate trends, right? You have the 25 kilometer long CV lithium trend, and then separately, and you're testing both of these, you have a 10 kilometer long Maven copper gold silver trend. Is that accurate? Just to give it some context.
Yeah, absolutely. They're two quite massive trends. Quebec is an enormous province, and we've got a ton of ground there. So we're not drilling all 25 Ks, as you can imagine. We're focusing in on the areas that we've been able to identify, but we have this 25 kilometer trend of lithium at site, and it was part of the original field work that was done on the ground there, was looking for gold, and this lithium came to light. So the drilling of it is something that has been on our list of things to do, and we are finally doing it. And it's great. As I said, I'm hoping to hear about some core coming out of the ground very soon.
Well, look, it's exciting for me as a biased shareholder. I always disclose to everyone if I'm speaking to someone publicly, I'm biased, obviously, or I wouldn't be speaking to them publicly. But look, you're going to be drilling 15 to 20 drill holes for approximately 2,000 meters of NQ size coring. So obviously these are going to be relatively shallow holes, but that's a pretty substantial test for a first pass program.
Absolutely. And with the lithium, with the outcrop, we have probably more confidence in what we have there, but the drill will confirm some of the depth perspective of it. And then also the other holes that we're drilling on the copper are really going to be, we've done the geophysics. Some of that geophysics data feeds us to help us better target our copper drill holes. Doesn't do anything for the lithium, as you can imagine, but for the copper, it's definitely a big help. So that's one of the reasons we did the IP. That's been wrapped up. The guys are checking that. So we're drilling the lithium first because we know, where that is from outcropping and what have you. But with the copper, that targeting will happen a little bit later, or the actual drill holes will be a little bit later. So we're tackling the lithium first, and then in the copper, and our expectations are, we're pretty bullish on the thing. Obviously, as you mentioned, we're certainly biased. We believe in the property, and we believe the drill is gonna deliver for us, and we couldn't be more happy to have the drill on the ground right now.
Well, listen, back in February, and again, it seems like nothing happened for a long time, and then all of a sudden here the stock is, ran up pretty quickly, right? But back in February, I spoke with VP of Exploration Darren Smith at the time, and he was as excited as I've heard a Geo in quite some time, and just eager to get the drill program started. So, congrats on getting the rig mobilized, and I, for one, am looking forward to the results as they start trickling in.
Absolutely, and it's good. I'd forgotten that Darren had spoken to you, but yeah, he is very excited, and our Geo is like working in this area, and it's a spot that hasn't, as I've said before, hasn't been tested with a drill rig. So it's great to be part of that sort of activity, and we'll have to try and get Darren back on again, and he can fill you in on some of the progress that we've made, post drill program and assay results. But yeah, I know he always loves to talk about the property, so I'd be happy to have a yarn with you.
Look forward to it. Let's hopefully, have him back on while we're celebrating a discovery or two.
Sounds like a plan, Gerardo. I'm on board for that.
Blair, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the update.
Thanks, Gerardo. It's always great to catch up, and certainly, yeah, let's just keep in touch. There's lots to talk about in the coming weeks, and I can just keep you and investors informed. But also, we're looking at putting pictures and things up so people can see some of the activity on the ground: helicopters slinging rigs and drill rigs drilling holes and the like.
Fantastic. Thanks again, Blair.
Thanks, Gerardo. Talk to you later.